My name's John Feighery. I'm one of the co-founders of mWater. It's great to see so many familiar faces here and some new faces I don't know. Today we have just a few minutes, and what we wanted to do is think a little bit about where does data come from in the water and wash sector. Generally, we think of it, you may have your own categories, but when we try to think through this, I think there's four kind of buckets that you can put it into. The first would be traditional M&E. So this would be like log frames and results matrices and all these kinds of things that programs need to know how they're doing, right? Second, we have household surveys, which inform the indicators for the SDGs in many countries because there's a lack of other kinds of data available. These are household surveys, they're expensive, they're done infrequently. Third, you have the data repositories. So this was, kind of the root of this was people saying, well, there's so much data already out there on water and sanitation. If we could just put it all in one place, we would have some, something we could learn from it. And a lot of those are useful for certain things, especially for, making comparative analyses. But what we wanted to focus on today is government data and government data systems. So what do we mean by that? Everything from service provider data, service providers going and collecting, data on services, the meter readers, the frontline workers, the extension agents, all of them, all the way up to the Ministry of Water and their databases. So each one of these activities is important, but what we see often is, especially with M&E, which can be 15 to 30% of the budget of large programs, we see it increasingly as a missed opportunity to invest in government data systems. And so what we've been trying to do over the past few years is develop a way to use all of these investments that are made into data collection as an investment in the government data systems to connect more of the system to itself. We're really inspired by this idea of connecting frontline workers to the data that they need to do their job, and using that data to inform all the other indicators that we're interested in, everything from non-revenue water to performance, service provision, and everything on up. All of these other data sources are very interested in building out government systems, and you often see, portions of a project devoted to strengthening government systems, but it's often a very small amount, and it tends to be technology focused instead of focused on building the capacity and ability of the organization to do data analytics. So I'll just give two quick examples of some success that we think we're starting to have in this area. One is with the USAID Water and Sanitation Project in Haiti. This activity just concluded last year. It was a 5-year investment, and USAID in this case decided to, instead of having a separate M&E activity inform all the indicators, they used the investment in government data systems as a way to inform actual program indicators that were reported out to the organization through USAID. And as a result, we started with a few utilities, and by the end of the program, we had all urban water utilities in Haiti reporting on these indicators. They were having progress in key performance indicators by the end of the project that they were, making themselves. They were having monthly meetings and updating this, and that was really exciting to see. And then when USAID came to, do the M&E evaluation, they were able to just do spot checks on this data. So that was really exciting. This is what it looks like. This is the dashboard we built for a utility. Each utility has their KPIs. The national KPIs were defined in a series of workshops, and each one of them was collecting this monthly by the end of the project, 100% participation. At the end of the project, they realized they needed more information on the infrastructure. So we worked together with them to build a global asset management standard that's based on their actual experiences. And they were able to map all of the pipe networks of several utilities in the country and use this to reduce non-revenue water by, knowing what kind of pipes are installed, knowing where frequent failures have been, and also tracking customer complaints. More recently, it's great to have a representative from the Republic of Uganda here with us today, because I just came back from there where we were working with the Hilton Foundation, who was interested in the baseline of a particular area. but they were also interested in making a sustainable data investment in the government data systems. And by doing that, we were able to take what would have been a once-off, data collection event that would have been maybe feeding one of these international repositories someday, eventually, up to the government. But now we have a real-time data system where the district water officer can look at an individual water point and see a photo of what's going on at that place. They can see how old the information is. They can, when they're in the field, they can have offline access to it. And the most exciting thing to the folks that we've been working with has been that, when they see a water point that has been labeled as functional and someone says it's not working, they can actually check, down to the level of the photo, and that's really, really exciting to them and to us. So this is just a taste of what we think is possible if we turn these investments that we're making that are very large in data systems and technology into investments in government systems through databases and other technology that, mobile technology as well that's been coming out recently. So we encourage everybody to think about this, how you could do this in your own, programs and turn these, once-off expenditures into investments in government systems. So that's all I have to say, but thank you very much. And we look forward to the panel.
Great, thank you so much, John, and thanks